Hello and welcome to Aaj India News. I'm Narendra Bhardwaj. Let's start with today's 5 big business news. Headlines are: Global inflation concern pull down markets. Sensex fall 471 points. Maruti, MG Motors and Toyota extend free service warranty amid COVID-19. Tips Music announced music licensing deal with YouTube Short. India's move to allow 5G trial without Chinese firm is sovereign one. US. England Cricket Board reports big loss in 2020-21 due to COVID. Let's start to discuss in detail. The first big business news is global inflation concern pull down market, Sensex fall 471 points. The benchmark index fell for second day on a Wednesday amid a sell-off in a global markets, particularly tech stock on worries over a possible rise in inflation in the US due to rise commodity prices. Investors feared that a surge in inflation in the US would force central bank to raise interest rate and trigger a flight of capital from emerging markets including India. The benchmark Sensex fell 471 points or 1% to the end the session at 48,691. The Nifty ended the session at 14,696 with a decline of 154 points or 1%. Most Asian equity benchmark traded lower in the early deals following an overnight 1.4% decline in the Dow Jones Index. The markets remain volatile as the investors grew caution ahead of the release of the US Consumer Index figures for April. The Taiwan's market closed 4.1% lower after dropping as much as 8.6%, the worst intraday loss since 1969, amid concern over the rises COVID-19 cases and the mounting worries over tech stock. The second big business news: Maruti, MG Motors and Toyota extend free service warranty amid COVID-19. Maruti Suzuki India on Wednesday said it has extended free service and warranty period up to June 30, 2021 in the wake of second wave of the pandemic. Toyota Kirloskar and MG Motors India also said they had extended warranty and service validity of all schedules due in April and May. The MG customers will now be able to avail their schedules until 31st July 2021. Toyota extend warranty and customer paid extend warranty period by 1 month in the states where restrictions have been imposed. The third big business news: Tips Music announces music licensing deal with YouTube Short. India, one of the oldest and the largest music label, Tips Music on Thursday announced a music licensing deal with Google for the latter newly introduced short video platform YouTube Short. As a part of this deal, Tips will license its large catalog of YouTube platform, allowing the huge Indian diaspora across the world to create content, inspire its popular and super cute music library in diverse Indian language like Hindi, Punjabi, Bhojpuri, Haryanvi, Marathi, Gujarati, amongst many others. The deal will allow our community of fans to create fresh new content alongside their favorite music from Tips Music Library. This partnership will open possibilities for creators and the user to explore their creativity, which may give us our next future star. What better way to celebrate our new generation of talent, said Kumar Turani, the founder of Tip Music. YouTube Short is a short video service offering by Google which allows users, creators and artists to create short video content right on YouTube app. It lets YouTube channel owner to content with new audience with just a smartphone. Tips is of one of India's oldest music label and hold the richest catalog spanning across genres like film, non-film song, devotional music, ghazals and indie pop. The fourth big business news, India's move to allow 5G trial without Chinese firm to sovereign one US. India's recent decision authority 5G trial without Chinese company Huawei and ZTE is a sovereign one, a top State Department official said, ascertaining that America is deeply concerned about the dangers of installing network with the equipment that can be manipulated, disrupted or potentially controlled by China. India's Department of Telecom last week approved application of telecom companies Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone Idea and MTNL to conduct 5G trial, but none of them will be using technology of Chinese entities. State Department spokesperson Ned Price at his daily news conference on Tuesday said, this was a sovereign decision on the part of Indian government. So we are refer you to Government of India for any comment on the decision. But I would say more broadly, it's true that we are deeply concerned about the dangers of installing network with the equipment that can be manipulated, disrupted or potentially controlled by people of Republic of China. Allowing untrusted telecommunication supplier like Huawei or ZTE to participate in or to have a control over the part of 5G network creates unacceptable risk to the national security, to critical infrastructure, to the privacy and the human right as well, Price said. China last week regretted the decision by the Indian authority to not allow Chinese telecom companies to conduct 5G trial in India. We noted relevant notification and expressed concern and the regret that the Chinese telecom companies have not been permitted to conduct 5G trial with Indian telecom service provider in India, Chinese embassy spokesperson Wang Xiaozhen said in New Delhi. To exclude Chinese telecom companies from the trial will not only harm their legitimate right and interest but also hinder the importance of Indian business. Last year, the US designated Huawei and ZTE as a national security threat, saying they have close ties to Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese military apparatus, and they are broadly subject to Chinese law, obligating them to cooperate with the country intelligence services. The fifth big business news is England Cricket Board report a big loss in 2020-21 due to COVID-19. The raging COVID-19 pandemic caused England and Wales Cricket Board a loss of £16.1 million in the financial year 2020-21. The loss has been transferred to the England Board Reserve. This has been a challenging year, but by being able to stage international cricket and by taking decision action early in the pandemic, we have been able to support the network and avoid a far worse financial scenario, said Scott Smith, Chief Financial Officer at England Cricket Board. Last year, the board has made a profit of £6.5 million. Smith, however, sounded hopeful for next year. There remain considerable uncertainty over the year ahead, but we hope that delivering another full summer of cricket and with crowd beginning to return from next week, we are able to protect the revenue we needed to invest in growing our game, he said. That's all for today news. Thank you, and please do not forget to subscribe and share our channel.